Welcome to the Queens of the DMV. We are back. We took a little hiatus, but my lovely co-hosts are back here with me. I'm Cher Castillo, and we have Arial Pegues and Arnita Greene. And we have a special guest today, Chiquita. I will let you introduce yourself shortly, but as always, we are streaming on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast every Thursday at 5 p.m. And if you're not following us already, follow us on Queens of the DMV on IG, Facebook, and YouTube. So today we're talking about agents killing it as a dual career agent. And we have our special guest, Chikia Barnes-Thompson. Chikia, if you could tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your dual careers.
Okay. Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me on. So I guess tell you a little bit about myself. I have been an agent almost 10 years, going on 10 years this year. I also have been at a financial manager at NASA for over, well, I've been in finance at NASA for over 17 years. So I've a federal government job, which I love, and I've been balancing the two for a while now. So I guess that's why I'm here, right?
That's right. I guess you love both, huh?
I do.
So Chikia, I've known you now for probably about 8 years now. Yeah. And I can just say, I can tell everybody, and everybody on the podcast knows too, that you are killing it in real estate as a dual career agent.
Yeah.
And so we really wanted to know, just because we do have a lot of agents out here who are dual career.
And killing it.
Yeah,
not killing it. We can't reach them during the day. But
we always got
you can't call them during the day. That's not my problem, just so you guys know.
Exactly.
I know it's not, because I've worked with you before.
Yeah.
I call you more than you call me.
We just want to, get to know, how you operate, and, want to dig down a little deep in just to show how great of an agent you really are. So what are some key contributions to your success?
I would have to say leverage and scheduling are probably the two biggest key contributions to my success. There is no way that I could do what I've done over this past these years if I hadn't honed in those two areas. Scheduling is so important because at my federal job, I am in charge of a large space program and the finances that come behind that, over hundreds of millions of dollars. And so, and I manage people. So, you have to time block, you have to set aside time, and then the leverage piece, right? So that thing doesn't happen, like Ariel was saying, where the agents are calling me, trying to get things executed during the day, and it's not happening. So, hiring the right people, getting the right level of support, having the right systems in place were all very key factors in my growth and my success.
Wow.
So for new agents that are starting out that, aren't quite ready to leave their current full-time positions, but they are wanting to pursue their part-time career in real estate, what's the best advice you can give them to effectively and seamlessly enter into being an agent while still balancing having a full-time position?
I would definitely say get some leverage. People don't, when they're starting out as a new agent, they don't want to spend the $250 per transaction to get a TC. Like, oh my God, is that not money well spent? Yeah. I know probably none of you write your own contracts anymore. Not necessarily write your own contracts, but like manage the paperwork. That takes so much of an agent's time. And that's that portion where you just don't have a whole lot of time to do. There's only so many hours in the day. So in the end, you can either manage, the 5 transactions that you could possibly manage, all month long, because you can only do one at a time, because you can only do it between this hour and this hour, or you can pay somebody that $250 to get you your check for 15,000. It just, the math just doesn't add up. I tell agents all the time, new agents all the time, and my brokerage, I'm like, hey, get that TC, get that, virtual admin support. If you take it, it comes out of every transaction. That's money well spent if you're dual career.
And for those people listening, a TC is a transaction coordinator. Some people may not know what that means, but yeah, a transaction coordinator that can actually help you with a numerous amount of things. And I know every brokerage probably has different levels to what that looks like, and it can start at around $250 and go all the way probably up to about $500. But they'll do everything from help with managing the entire process from start to finish, hiring home inspectors, scheduling all that, and using your Rolodex that you've already, acquired and vetted over the years, but at least you're not the person that has to set everything up. So I absolutely agree with you. I mean, you need that as a full-time agent and a part-time agent and a dual career agent.
It's just needed, period.
Yeah. This term, part-time agent. Do you know part-time agent? This job is a full-time job.
Yeah.
I feel like I have 2 full-time jobs.
Definitely. Well, the numbers that you're pulling up, you classify as having 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah. I mean, just my own personal opinion. I just think real estate is not a part-time thing.
I'm glad you said that, because we have some folks who think like, I hear this thrown around a lot, like, oh, I just do real estate on the side. On the side? How is that possible?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see this as a appetizer or a side dish. It's definitely a main.
I like the way you put that.
Main job. Like, you're dealing with people's, sometimes their life savings, making big decisions. You can't treat this as a side job, but I mean, I feel like you can do it, but you're actually going to be probably putting that with another position, and it's going to look like you don't care as much if you do that. So I don't know. Kudos to those who can treat real estate as a side dish, but it's never been my thing.
Right.
Yeah. I think it really depends on, how many clients you have. I mean, I've never been a part-time agent,
Right.
but I feel like good part-time agents may only take on 1 to 2 clients at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're
knowing your bandwidth too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way you can give everybody the same amount of service or the same, level of service.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because if you take on too many, you will need that extra help, or you're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna make mistakes. Yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. Exactly, Ariel.
Go right into being a full-time agent. I mean, I found that once I had more than 3 transactions in the, going at the same time, during the same period of time, like there was just no way for me to balance that and my job and go on showing appointments and go on listing appointments, make sure the signs went up, make sure that the photos were scheduled on time, and do my regular job. Exactly. It became a second full-time job.
So I have a real question. What would you say would be the amount of hours that you put into your real estate business?
Oh,
being that you do have another career, what are your hours that you put into real estate, like weekly?
All right. Are you asking for like my schedule, or are you asking for just the amount of hours?
Like, estimate how much time you put into your business on a weekly basis.
To be honest, I probably, I'm telling you, I got to put in, Jesus, I'm thinking about it. It's scary, y'all. I don't even want to admit it, but I got to put in almost 40 hours a week. because my weekends are real estate, all real estate. Half of my days are all real estate. I'm usually up to, Arnita can attest to this because we texting back and forth, but doing real estate at 8, 9 o'clock at night, just making sure I'm up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, checking on NASA stuff. And then I have to go back to do my real estate tagging and then back to NASA. And then, on my break from NASA, then I go back in to check on the way things are going with the real estate, make calls that I need to make. And then I'm off by 3 o'clock and I'm back into real estate till 10 o'clock. I mean, it's a full day for sure. And I'm working on the balance for that.
Yeah.
So what is the hardest part of being a dual career agent?
Balance. That is absolutely the hardest part.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you're not balancing?
My life, my social life, my poor husband. I mean, he doesn't get to see me that much, but he's busy too. So it's not just me, just for the record, everybody. Yeah. So, my social life,
So question, why do you do both? Because you are great on you great in real estate, and you're also great on your government job. So why not, what are the reasons why you stay and do both?
So NASA, right? Like when you get hired on at NASA, I work at NASA, it was just like, you felt like you were something, you were super important, you're doing something for the world. And I still feel that way. But it wasn't fulfilling. Like, I go to work, I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm very good at it, but I never went home feeling full. Mm-hmm. And I had a girlfriend tell me one time, because everybody who knows me knows I'm like a freaking social butterfly. Like if I'm walking in the street, you walk by me, I'm saying hi. That's just who I am. But so like I walk around, I'm saying hi to everybody, I'm talking to everybody, I'm hanging out, and my friends would say, I'm sorry. My friends would say, you are missing your calling. You should be in real estate. And she was a real estate agent. And I was like, yeah, I'm not selling anybody anything. But what I learned, and she convinced me to get into it. She paid for my class, and she basically said, I want you to do this. She got me into real estate, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. I loved it. It was like a high. It was this spike of whatever it was that I had been missing. And it was just the smallest transaction. It was $130,000. Mm-hmm. A woman who had been living in her car for 1 year.
Oh, wow.
Her husband passed away. She lost her house. She lost everything. Woman had been living in her car for a year, saving her money, working 2 jobs and taking care of 3 kids, and all living in the car.
Oh my God.
$130,000 house. And she cried and cried, and I was sold. I said, this is my God calling, and I'm going to do it. And, at the time, it didn't make sense for me to leave NASA. I had put in all these years. I was, had gotten promoted over and over again. I was doing really, really well. And so in my mind, it didn't make sense. So I just had to find a way to balance it.
Well, I think another thing that a lot of people don't know also that I remember when NASA did a report, an article.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've never known a job, a full-time government job, to highlight their employee. And they also said that she's an agent. She's a realtor.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought
that question. Are they okay with it, or do they know? Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, y'all. They highlighted her and highlighted her real estate.
So it wasn't, and so as long as my career does not conflict with what I do at NASA, which it does not, right? It doesn't affect the way that I do my job at NASA. And you have to remember, you guys, I'm an exemplary employee, right? Like I get, I get awards. I do a great job. So, you would be hard pressed to try to make some comment for what I do outside of work. Other people have other jobs outside of work. So it doesn't conflict for what I do at NASA, even though I manage money, right? So, but that real estate money has nothing to do with my the money that I make at NASA. So
Yeah, that is amazing. And
yeah.
it also shows your love for both.
I do. I actually do. Now that I've gotten into this my current position, actually, I stepped back from a higher position, but because it was too much, it was literally taking up more of my time, and it wasn't more pay, right? So here's another thing, right? In real estate, I literally make what I work for.
Wow.
At NASA, I make what I make, whether I work for it or not.
Say that again. I love that you said that.
Real estate, you make what you work for.
Mm-hmm.
In NASA, in my government job, I'm going to get paid for showing up.
Right.
For the most part. You know what I mean?
I like the fact that you highlighted that you put in 40 hours a day, a week, even though you're a dual career. Like, I have some agents that are new starting out in the business, and they think 20 hours is going to do it, or 10 hours a week is going to get them business, and it just doesn't.
So when I started my career in real estate, and everybody at Keller Williams can attest to this, I was at every single night class. I was in that office every single night, sometimes till 10 o'clock at night, working, trying to get clients, or I was doing buyer appointments, or I was doing listings appointments. Like, I was there every single night and every weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, new agents, Saturdays and Sundays. I worked both days because those were the 2 days that I knew I had free to do real estate. So it was, I ran myself ragged trying to do both careers. And that's when I figured out I have to figure out a different way. And I could only, when you get you go 3 years, I think I went 3 years in a row where I was right at 5 million. I couldn't get past that 5 million mark.
Because you saying that 5 million is amazing too?
Yeah, it is.
Your bar is super high, but I love it though.
It is.
I love that bar.
Especially for a dual career agent. I mean,
no, it's still amazing.
Behind the curve, because maybe it's because I got all these boss friends. Look at, I hang around the best of the best. So, and they're all doing such amazing numbers, So I think
that people around you that push you.
Yeah, I so agree.
Oh my God, they show me that sky's the limit all day, every day. I would.
So is it safe to say that you get what you put in? Because you put in a lot of work.
Absolutely. And I tell people that all the time. I was like, they say, yeah, I just, I think I just want to, do it on the side. And I was like, it's not a side job. It's a full-time job. Right. So if you're going to take on another full-time job and do the work that it takes, you can make it in this business and you can do very well.
Yeah. So I also want to highlight, I love that you said that when you started in the business, because a lot of people, they need a full-time job first to be able to leverage to leave. Everybody can't just, I know everybody is all big willy now and they let me quit my job anyway, just quit. But
I have a retirement. I have a really great retirement plan from NASA. I have healthcare that covers myself and my family. There are a lot of benefits to me staying at NASA and doing my job well. And there's no reason for me to leave if I can leverage my business and still get to do what I love. It doesn't make sense for me. And it doesn't make sense for everybody. Everybody thinks if you become a dual career agent, you have to leave your job. No, you don't. You have to figure out how to make a balance in your life. Now, if that's not what you want, if you want to leave your job, then you got to make a plan to do that too.
Exactly. I love that you say that you can do. People can do both. You can do either or.
Right.
You don't have to stick to doing it full time. Doing just that.
Yeah.
You don't.
Well, but can we keep it real though for a
Oh, of
second?
course.
Yeah.
Not everybody should
Real
be.
talking real estate now. Go ahead and
No,
keep it
sure.
real.
No, come share, come with it, girl.
Not everybody can be a dual career agent. I think it's
No,
a
they
certain
can't.
personality type. Like Chikia was saying very specific things. Like she's highly organized. She's really good at scheduling. She's really good at leveraging. All key things, I think, to being a successful agent. But not everybody's built that way. So I think that like some people get into this business and they are dual career and they aren't as successful as they thought they were going to be because they don't have some of those key attributes that she was talking about that will allow them to flourish in both worlds. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like they may just be, it's just like even when you're a solo agent and you're full time, sometimes you have to step back and say, okay, I need to hire an assistant or a transaction coordinator or a COO or whatever it is to help you focus on the things that you're good at so you can have the support of someone else and you can still thrive.
Right.
I don't think that there are a lot of people out there that can successfully be dual agents, in my opinion. I mean, I've seen it done, and the people that do it do an amazing job at it, but they have a certain personality type.
Right. I agree. Well, I think I only know about two. I know Chikia and one more other person, that can do it at a high level,
Mm-hmm.
But many people cannot do it at a high level. So I totally agree with you. But I don't think that a lot of those people also don't want it bad enough either.
Yeah. Well,
or they only want the bare minimum.
You said it, right? Like, because when I meet a lot of these agents, I hear all the time, and I do mean all the time, I hear, oh, I just want to, do one or two transactions. If I do just one or two transactions, because they are looking at that like a $5,000 check. To them, that's a lot of money. It's a $5,000 more a year than they were making, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't realize that out of that $5,000 check, you're going to pay roughly $1,500 of that back for your PG car fees, your lock boxes, your all of these things. They don't realize that you're probably going to end up paying.
Yeah, Uncle Sam.
Oh,
you were about to say it.
I was going to get back to that, right? And by the time you get that, so you have done this part-time thing for what? For another $1,500? Well, I could think of probably 6 other things you could do for another $1,500 a year that take less schooling, that take less time, that take, because in order for them to even get that one client, they got to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients that didn't do anything.
Right.
So, I think people take this business too lightly. They think that everybody can do it. And I am blessed that I had my full-time job, because I know agents who don't get up till 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're a full-time agent, I mean, how do you do that? How do you do that and be successful? And, I'm going to get up at noon and I'll get to this real estate thing when I get to it. Like, that organization came from again.
No, I said by noon, 20 things have blown up.
At least. I wake up. I wake up to blow up. Arnita's up. She's done 2 workouts by then. 5 a.m.
That's Cher.
No, I'm probably the agent she's talking about that wakes up at noon.
No, nice try.
And then she's up working out till midnight, and then going to work after that.
No,
I'm saying she's like still going. I know agents who are like, I'll get up at noon and then I'm off by 6.
But you got to balance it also, because Cher also is a night owl.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. I mean, I don't wake up at 12 because I have kids, so I have to wake up at 6:30, unfortunately.
No way you wake up at 12. I wish I could wake up at 12 though.
Right, exactly. But when all these kids are out the house, I'm waking up at 12 and I'm being a full-time agent. And y'all can talk bad about me and I don't care.
You've already done your
I'm talking about you.
Established your business, Cher. It's way different. As a new agent, I don't think so.
Yeah,
No,
agent.
No, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
as a new agent, you got to put in that work. And if you're a dual career agent, I mean, it's like you said, it is about balancing and leveraging.
Yeah.
And one statistic that, I read when we were doing research for this show was that I didn't realize the stat was this high, but 87% of agents fail at this career after they get licensed.
Oh,
what?
87%. That is a very
wow, that's high
failure rate. Yeah.
I believe
and
it.
maybe they're all waking up at noon. That's the problem.
And I just think that I'm gonna be honest. A lot of, and I will be honest, other than you, Chikia, and a couple of other people, sometimes I don't take the part-time agent serious. I just don't. We don't.
Yeah.
Because we work so hard.
They don't come off as serious. I think
that's what I meant in the beginning of the show when I was like, I'm trying to find out some information about a listing. I call the agent and they're unreachable until 6:00 p.m. I didn't met with clients. I work during the day. So you're at another job and I can't reach you. And now you want to call me back at 8:00 at night, girl, I'm, cooking dinner. But at the end of the day, that's how I know that I potentially could be dealing with someone who's part-time.
Yeah.
Later on the transaction, their client starts calling me like, I can't get in touch with my agent. That's because your agent is at another job. So I don't tell them that. But I'm like, well, try between the hours of 9. Don't call between 9 and 5. They won't be able to reach them. But literally, I can tell when I'm dealing with a part-time agent or, someone who's not,
fully vested. Yeah. Oh no. And I love and it is the biggest compliment to me when my clients and or other agents say to me, "You have a full-time job?"
Yeah, they didn't even.
I said that when we talked. I did.
You have a full-time job?
Yeah.
I mean, you always return my calls. You have a full-time job.
Yes, back immediately. I know we did a transaction. Well, we almost did. That's another story. But we were communicating like you were lightning fast. Like, no issues. So I didn't know.
Yeah. When I sent out my email to all of my past clients and different family members, when I told them that I was going into real estate full time, I was quitting my job and I was going into real estate full time and I needed your support. Half of them sent me a message and said that they didn't even know that I had a job.
Yeah.
Because it was bad. I mean, I was showing houses. I mean, but this is how bad that I wanted it. Everybody doesn't do what I do. Everybody can't do what I do. But I was doing home inspections on lunch. So
yeah. For real, that's what it takes. That's what it takes.
At lunchtime.
I was a dual career agent for 5 years. And so I was at the White House for the first 5 years of my career, and I got laid off. And so I told everybody like, hey, I'm going into real estate full time. I did not get the reply, and mostly from family and friends. I didn't get the reply that I thought I was going to get. Mostly everyone was like, are you sure that business is just so shaky? You won't last. Your income is not going to be what you think it is. Just a lot of
negative Nancy's
around that.
They said a lot of negative Nancy's, huh?
Yeah, and so I was kind of scared, but I was making anywhere from like 30 to 40,000 on just being a dual career agent. So I was like thinking in my head like if I go full time, I can maximize this thing. Right. So today I'm sitting here telling you. 11 years full-time agent, I haven't looked back, but it was we who didn't agree with my decision, and my mom was one of them. She, you know, she wasn't negative Nancy, but she was just trying to make me see all of the angles and all of the ways that, you know, I would need to cover myself as far as financially, my bills. I had a brand new baby, you know, just different things that your mom is going to make you think about. I had a mortgage, you know what I'm saying? So I just had you know, things that I had to think about, and literally, you know, the pressure set in and I knocked it out of the park. I haven't looked back since, and I've been an entrepreneur, opened up other businesses as well, in addition to running my real estate business. And it's the best decision I ever made to go full time. But it was tough being a dual career agent. It really was. I have to say that.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you. I think I get the as you say, negative Nancy's, like now, like people go, oh, aren't you worried about what NASA's gonna say? You're like, you can't post. You're posting during the day. People are gonna say you're working during your NASA hours. You know, what do you know, my mom would even, she even to this day says, now don't mess up your good government job. And I'm like, Mom, I'm you realize I make more money in real estate, right? Do you, I mean, like are we, do you realize
We still have that,
you know, the security of that government job? People, we just by nature in fear of giving that up. And that is not why I haven't left NASA. It's a benefit to me, you know. So if I can do this, if it was a situation where like I run into agents and they say, you know, my job, I don't have no time to do this. And a friend of ours, Rikia Tyler, remember, she left her job. She, you know, tripled her regular salary in real estate. Well, if you triple your regular salary in real estate, then honey, but it's going to take a lot more real estate for me to triple my real estate salary. So, you know, I mean, my government salary. So I want it. And if I do that, then hey, maybe then there's a consideration.
right.
But now the benefits outweigh me leaving. And so I'm going to hold on to it for myself and for my family and for my future. It allows me to be able to do other things like investment properties, put away money, make investments. You know, I have that ready, steady cash flow that allows me to leverage in my business.
Definitely.
I love it.
Yeah. So and this just to say that everyone is not the same. Every business plan is not the same. We can say, you know, negative things about one, good things about others, but you know, everybody's doing what's best for them. You know, everybody's doing
good, and everybody should. I tell them what's for me is not necessarily for you, because my job is really relaxed. I have flexibility in my job. If I didn't have that flexibility, then maybe I wouldn't be doing this. Maybe I wouldn't be doing it at the level that I'm doing it at.
Well, so, I mean, they send clients your way, so I mean, I think it's a plus. So I do understand why you're still there.
Which is great.
Is NASA hiring?
For what? You can have my job, sweetheart. What this one?
You already got 50 jobs. No, you're gonna need another one.
Like, aren't you already running the world or something?
Yeah. It doesn't come with good government benefits, though. Well, I know we have to wrap this up because we're at time, but this was awesome having you on, Chikia. You're amazing. An inspiration to all dual career agents out there.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, you guys. This was lots of fun. We'll have to do it again with, you know, larger drinks, I think.
Yes, we do.
Our goal is definitely to be all in one room, all on one set sometime in 2022.
That'll be awesome.
That will be, you'll be there, and we'll have having drinks live.
I love it. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. Y'all are awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Queens of the DMV signing off. I'm your co-host, Cher Castillo. And we have
Arnita Greene.
Arial Pegues.
And as always, check us out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for our new podcast coming out Thursdays at 5 p.m. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Queens of the DMV. Until next time, we'll see you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.